what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hooligan Hangout YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe before anything else. And we're going to get right into it. So this week on our podcast, if you watched, we reviewed Pixar's Turning Red, and that gave us the idea to rank our top 5 Pixar movies and have a little debate. You all can also debate as well in the comment section or give us some crap on any of our socials at the Hooligan Hangout for all of them.
Yeah, let us know how shit you think our lists are.
Yeah.
It might get a little heated, boys. So let's try to have some friendly discussion. Who wants to start?
I think
start with
this
5.
might be our most heated debate. Like, I feel like all of our lists are about to be totally different from each other's.
Number 5, I put
Burger King foot lettuce.
Wait, hold on. I want to say we'll say 5, and then all of us say ours. Like, don't argue about anything until all of us say ours. Yeah. Okay, so Anthony said up.
I put
Coco.
Okay.
Wait. I do want to kind of argue as we go.
No, we'll argue after we've all.
Yeah, we'll see who agrees and who doesn't, kind of thing, and then we'll argue. All right, go, Edward.
Coco.
Yeah.
That's fair. Wait, what'd you say, Alec?
I'm gonna be fair.
Coco.
I don't know if Coco's top 5 only because I've never seen Coco, so I don't have really
What?
any input.
You can't say it's not top 5 and not see it, you dumb fuck.
Well, how am I supposed to rank? How am I supposed to rank it if I haven't seen it? That's what I'm saying. I can't rank it if I haven't seen it.
Put it up top 5.
Holy
Dumbass.
shit! How have you not seen Coco, dude?
What did
Wall-E,
you put, Noah?
top 5.
Well, why do you put it above the movies below it? What makes it stand out? What makes it top 5 for you?
Well, it's obviously it's one of the classic like Pixar movies, but it also has like a really good message to it. You know, that was like one of the first Pixar movies that made me like super emotional too.
What was the message?
And the whole story was like a huge circle at the end.
What I'm asking, don't laugh.
What?
I said, what was the message?
Man.
What? I'm asking. I'm just asking.
It's been like years since we've seen these movies.
Because I genuinely don't remember.
And I think it's also like not like to continue your dreams even when you get like set back because like his wife died and then he stopped. Like he didn't stop, but like at the end he eventually got to where he wanted.
He grew sour. It's just one of those things where it's like live in the moment, enjoy life as you got it.
Enjoy life, yeah, that makes sense. I can't.
And it was like it was a good like a adventure too. Like they started here and then they went here and then went here.
Yeah.
And there was even like a villain, even though the overarching story was just him getting to like his dream place, you know.
I put Coco number 5. Partially, I'm not gonna lie. It is because I am a Hispanic and it just felt good to see our culture represented out there on a big stage.
And not just like I was gonna build on what you said. I was gonna be not just like, kind of stereotypical, but like accurately, like they actually took things and studied.
That's funny because that's one of the reasons I loved Encanto too.
They didn't just like bullshit it. Like they did their research and did like a really, really good job of even putting it in a manner to where kids can understand it. I feel like that's a task that's really hard. And I feel like this was where Pixar kind of saw and they're like, we can talk about death. We can get away with this shit and have it be like really good. Like it had like a really deep meaning. It wasn't afraid to tackle, family culture, family problems. It delved into like I guess risky waters because whenever you do cultural pieces like this, you always risk, like pissing off all the Latinos on the planet, but it did it really, really well.
I love Wall-E because it was one of the first Pixar movies I had seen at a theater, and I remember it vividly. But I also love it because of the message it brings, even now about how the world can be if we don't all unite and help clean it up and help be there for one another and not just be. Because like what the ship represented is just how everyone kind of just put everything to the side. They put corruption. It was pretty deep meaning for a children's movie. But I also thought it was a beautiful, one of their best like art piece movies because most of the movie they didn't say a freaking word. It was all through robot clicks or
like expression in his eyes, like the way they animated his eyes.
Yeah, it was just wonderful, and I think that's why it's probably one of the most ambitious movies they've ever done. Because I feel like that's a movie that could have been very hit or miss.
I totally agree.
Noah? So I have Wall-E as like, I was going to put this on the end, but I have it as like an honorable mention. I have it as number 6. But the more I'm thinking about it, I might put that as number 5 and put Up as number 6.
That's what I did because I was at 6 too, and then I was like, no, I can't put it at 6 anymore. It's just a beautiful movie.
Yep.
All right.
Number
So
4. Moving on to number 4.
Number 4.
I'll go last, actually.
I was gonna say I will go the same way, Anthony.
So I put Toy Story 2.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very, very fair. I agree.
Ironic.
I didn't put that, but I agree. Alex?
Incredibles 2.
The second. Okay.
The second Incredibles.
All right, Edward.
Interesting.
No, I want to go last.
Oh, my bad. I put The Incredibles, the first one.
Wow, so low.
That's because I just don't think it beats the other 3.
I put Wall-E as my number 4.
I want to hear you and Alex argue about the Incredibles. Like,
do you have Incredibles on your list, Alex? The original?
don't be respectful. I want to hear y'all argue about this.
No, I'm asking. I'm just asking.
I
You don't have the original.
You
Boy,
don't have the
I'm about to
fucking
lay
original.
in your fucking ass, bro.
What the fuck, Alex?
What makes you think the second is even close to the original?
Bro, I think the second fell off.
Alex, bro,
You gotta argue, bro. You gotta
you got to rebuttal.
give me a reasoning.
Dude, I wouldn't put Incredibles 2 in my top 10.
Me neither.
That's why it's on mine. The Incredibles 2 just kind of just finished the story out for me. It was kind of the closure I needed after that. Watching the first one. The first one was good. Don't get me wrong. It's in my top 10. But it's
But
not
why
my
was
top
the second
5.
one better?
The second one was just better just because I don't know. Like, I'm real picky on how my movies look. Because like if I watch a movie and like I don't know. The story was I like the story. I like the character development. I like seeing Helen become like this controlled, kind of an object until she realizes that she's being controlled and shit, and then fucking blows past it. I just
Here first, folks. Alex likes objectifying women.
I do dig the story a lot more.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I don't remember.
First of all, the first Incredibles, especially for the time, there was nothing good superhero wise coming out. It was one of the first, and it was original movie that came out that was really good.
No
for the
comic
superhero
origins.
genre.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Just
Literally
brand
pure
fucking
original.
Up someone's ass.
When?
The Incredibles 2, in my opinion, it was a good movie. It just, to me, it didn't add anything new. It was just a continuation of the first, which shows how good the first was.
That's fair. That's a very good point.
Like I said,
Yeah.
the second one completely undermined the ending of the first one and completely reset the characters just to have it end in the same place.
That's why that dude's name is the Underminer.
Not to mention, I think the villain in the second one is way, 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 way less superior than Syndrome was. Not even close. Yeah, explain why you put Toy Story 2 there instead of like the third, fourth, or even the first.
Okay. The third and fourth, they're okay, but the first and second, the first and second are definitely the best ones out of the two.
What?
The first one is, it's hard. I like the first one, it's like super super close, but I think it's just like Toy Story 2 barely passes it, but just because of the way, like it like advances the characters.
All right, number 3, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony.
Number 3, Alex, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
What did we just say?
You're talking about
It's okay.
All right.
It's okay. It's fine.
All right, number 3, Anthony.
Number 3, Anthony.
I put Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3, Alex.
I put A Bug's Life.
Oh,
Interesting.
digging deep with that one. Deep cut.
I put Monsters Inc.
That's fair.
I put Toy Story 3.
Okay. Well, we already had that discussion, so
I wanted to continue off with this.
Yeah, you go first then.
And say I put Toy Story 3 above 1, 2, and 4 because at the time, okay, keep in mind the date that it came out. I guess I should have been prepared with this, huh? It came out in 2010, right? So I was 10 years old when this came out.
Crazy. Yeah.
But at the time, you're going into like you're thinking into your future. And I was like, as a kid, as a 10-year-old kid, you're still playing with toys and shit. So it was one of those ones where you go sit down in the theater and you're like, huh, what am I going to do with my favorite toys whenever I graduate and like ready to go off to college? And to me, the scene where they're all Woody, Bo Peep, like the whole crew is all holding hands and going to the incinerator, accepting their like ultimately their death, is the strongest scene out of any Toy Story movie that has been made. And that whole the whole arc of them having just to come to terms with, hey, people grow up and it's okay that they grow up and they change and they have to embrace the change, is the strongest arc and theme that they have had in a Toy Story movie since the first one. And I think that theme was even stronger in the third one than it was in the first one. Compared to ours, why would you put it above like Coco, Wall-E, The Incredibles?
Why is it a top 3 Pixar movie? What makes it stand out?
It's a classic. That's just one of the ones that everyone remembers, and it's got like a good story to it. Yeah.
Okay, so really just nostalgia for you?
Honestly, that's a good reason. Nostalgia is also a very good reason.
I will get to that, but in my later picks.
All right, Alex, speaking of nostalgia, I think you pulled the deepest cut out of any one of us with The Bug's Life.
I respect it, honestly. That was
I do
pretty
too.
good. That was a great
I
turn.
I remember as a kid, I watched that movie on fucking repeat. Like it was my religion, dude.
It was my favorite VHS movie growing up.
That movie's one of the
Same.
funniest Pixar movies, honestly.
I think it was also very mature for its young audience. It had a lot of shit going on. There was like a cricket dictator and shit. And it's just like, for me, it's just like really, like I really enjoyed The Bug's Life just because it was the first of its kind and one of a kind in its own time. You know what I mean? You didn't really see a lot of movies like, oh, like this is what bugs are thinking. This is what they like. They're sympathetic to each other. You know, they're not human. Not being shown human qualities.
It is one of the first movies where I was like, oh shoot, like maybe I actually did hurt that little ant on the ground. I said Monsters Inc. 1 because nostalgia, 2 because originality, 3 because it's just one of the most like feel good movies. Like I never thought I'd feel like bad for a monster. Even then, like even the monsters were scared of Boo.
Snow cones?
Yeah, even that. It's even a funny movie. And who plays Sully? Is that John Goodman? Is that John Goodman?
Kitty.
That's one of the voices of my childhood, dude. Last thing before you hop into the top 2. The most iconic like music I've ever heard in my childhood, because I believe Monsters Inc. was actually the first movie I saw in theaters as a kid. The very first one was the like, dude, that's
to this
goated.
day.
That is
you
so
hear
goated.
that come up, and every time I think about it, is the animated intro scene where they're going through the opening doors and shit.
Yes, exactly. So it has a place in my heart.
Yeah. All right.
I put Monsters Inc. as number 2.
Okay.
Oh, Alex, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be. Hold on, I had it. Fuck, I lost it.
All right, Edward, what's your number 2 while we wait?
Oh, it's gonna be Ratatouille.
Okay.
Noah,
Okay.
your number 2?
Toy Story, the original.
And my number 2 is gonna be The Incredibles, the original.
Okay.
the original. Where do we start with
I don't
this
know
one?
if Ratatouille deserves a spot in the top 5. It's respectful. It's respectable. It's a good movie, but
I respect it in the top 5, but I would not put it in the top 3.
yeah, that's a reach. It was good, but I don't know.
Defend your
will say
stance.
one of the most beautiful like scenes from like any movie is when he eats like the combination of food and it's just like all the colors. That was beautiful.
Now, I will say the only reason this is not in my top 5 is because I pulled the recipe for Ratatouille directly from a Disney place and I made it, and it didn't make my brain explode.
I truly enjoyed the aesthetic that it brought. You know, it truly made me feel like I was in Paris. In moments where it'd be like just like casual conversation with the cooks. It just like it was my first experience with organic conversation between animated characters.
It was like pre-Gordon Ramsay, dude.
Yeah. It made me like the characters that were introduced. And and then it made me hate the characters that were supposed to be hated,
Mhm.
And that's just something I truly enjoy in a film, when it finds lovable characters, but not just lovable characters, because every movie has those, but also characters that you can truly dislike and you love to dislike. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
little French fuck that we talk about. I don't know, I forget his name. uh and it's just for me, it's original. Like, no one ever touched upon the subject of like a fucking rat being in your hair and making you cook better,
To be
But-
fair, no one's ever even come close to like coming up with a theme similar to that.
Yeah, like who even
After
thinks
that
about
either.
that?
Explain why is Toy Story your number
Well,
2?
it's crazy. The theme about all of these is just because it's so original. But like, as a kid, you don't think about. I think. Wait, actually, was this their first movie ever? Am I wrong? It might have been their first movie.
No, Toy Story 1 was their first movie.
Or that's what he just said.
Yeah, that's what I said. Stinky.
Shut up, bitch.
Anyways, for a first outing, not a lot of people would expect that much. But one, it's just because all the relationships, all the toys built, on top of you just getting past the fact that, dude, like, what if my toys are alive? Like, it's such a like culture shock when you're a little kid.
I threw my toys around just after that movie.
And
It's
I
a
feel like
generational movie.
That's fair. Let's say I put The Incredibles at number 2
I don't
because
agree with that.
throughout my entire life, I have literally been obsessed with superheroes and the superhero genre. And as a kid, this was my first experience that I had really with that genre. So it kind of just, kickstarted me just being like, this is really fucking cool.
But was the movie itself as good as like Monsters Inc? Was it better than
Incredible.
All right, Anthony,
Oh yeah, Anthony.
explain
What'd you say, Anthony? I forgot.
your number 2 film.
Monsters Inc? We already talked about it.
But
Well,
is there anything
explain
else
why you
can
put
add
it
to
on 2 instead of 3. Like Noah
He
did.
explained it.
Because it's good. It deserves to be number 2.
All right, respectable. All
All
right,
right, boys.
number 1 pick.
Man,
Number
y'all
one.
don't go after me for this. This is my favorite Pixar
And the
movie
number
ever.
1 pick of the NFL draft.
So for number 1, I'll put Cars. The first.
What the fuck?
Holy shit,
What the fuck?
Edward, we're fucking flabbergasted right now. Holy shit.
What?
What'd you put, Edward?
Cars
Soul.
is so good.
Fuck.
Soul. Holy shit.
You
Shut the fuck off. Fucking idiot.
Soul is my number 1 Pixar film of all time.
Talking more. I don't want to hear it.
Mine's Finding Nemo. Holy
That's
shit.
good. That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's my top
No,
10.
I'm actually pissed that he doesn't have Finding Nemo in his fucking top 5.
Didn't Roach talk shit about 10 of the movies, like the recent movies being shit compared to
Bro,
the OGs?
Finding Nemo is god tier, bro.
It
It's at
is.
least top 3,
You remember that, Anthony?
top 5.
I do
Well,
remember that.
you got to keep in mind, my entire life, I've never learned to swim.
Shit.
Since I was a kid, I've been terrified of drowning because I would have nightmares of drowning
talking
all the
about-
time.
How good the movie is, not
Yes.
your
Yeah.
fear of water.
Okay,
That's
let
your
me
fucking
No,
your
no,
fucking
no.
waterphobia.
let me fucking keep talking. All right, shut the fuck up. So anytime I see any movie, like even Jaws, classic movies, like even new ones, like the Meg that came out recently, anytime there's an underwater scene or a movie that's underwater, I am literally the most uncomfortable person on the fucking planet.
You smell
Like,
that?
literally, it
It's like
freaks
somebody
me
needs to go
the
take a
fuck out,
bath.
and I cannot like function as a human being watching shit happen underwater.
Didn't finish my rant.
Okay,
Okay,
finish your
sorry.
rant.
Finish your rant.
Anyways, and at the time, I think about it now, a kid and a parent watching Finding Nemo is totally different. The parent's like, oh, like the kid was kidnapped. Like, I would not want that to happen to me. And even then, the very first scene scared me because it always scared me, like even to this day. Not to this day, honestly.
With
but
the
growing-
barracuda or the
Yeah,
shark?
bro, because I was like, hey, what's that fish doing? And then it just goes, and then like he gets knocked out, and then eats the fish, and then Marlon's basically crying because he's got like one more kid. And I was just like, holy crap, like that's terrifying. Like I hope this whole movie's not like that. And it's just like this whole beautiful journey of him trying to find Nemo.
Yeah,
and
no,
even all the characters along the way. I feel like it's one of the most quoted movies that I personally have.
I do say shark bait, ooh ha ha, terrifying amount of times. I will say Finding Nemo is a very respectable number one pick.
It is. I agree, bro.
Yes, yeah, either.
Okay. What's your defense? What's your defense against Cars, huh? What's your defense against Cars?
Bro, it is
Why would
the
we need
most.
to defend it?
I think Cars is the definition of mid Pixar
Why?
movie. It
Why?
didn't do
Why?
anything
Why?
groundbreaking.
Why?
It did nothing
Oh, okay.
groundbreaking.
Do
The
you know
only
any other
original
car
thought,
movies?
it was like, let's have a talking car. That's it.
Edward, before we attack it, we need to know what they're defending it with.
Dude,
Cars. You look back and like everyone can quote from Cars. Everyone like has.
I
seen
can't.
the movie. Everyone has like literally everything.
Everyone that's of
Iconic
notice,
movie.
important.
It's like so. It's like
What are you
everyone
gonna-
remembers it.
Dude,
Quote
the
something-
only
quote
line
something
out of
from
the
Cars.
entire movie that's
Ka-chow?
quotable is speed. I am speed.
Ka-chow. That's
Okay, quote from Soul.
Ah! You
That's what I
fucking
thought.
bitch! Is
what
it
I
Soul
thought.
one of the most recent movies too?
Something.
The movie's not shit. It's just not on par as the top 5 for me.
I was about to say, I put Cars middle of the pack.
Cars is iconic because no one ever thought about putting cars to talk for themselves. And like, there's so much like the Cars 2 was fucking crazy. It was a fucking acid trip. There was really no correlation between that movie and the first movie. But Cars 1 and 3 was pretty good. Like Cars 3 gave like a finale to Cars 1, essentially. You can recognize Sally, you can recognize Doc Hudson, you can recognize everyone from that fucking
And when
movie.
have you ever heard "Life Is a Highway" and not thought of the Cars movie?
That's what I'm saying, Anthony. Holy
Exactly.
shit.
I actually, whenever I hear that movie, I think of Cheaper by the Dozen.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I do agree because Rascal Flatts' "Life Is a Highway" from Cars. That was a cover. Like it's not even the original
Yeah,
song.
it was a
Only
cover
they
made
remember.
specifically for Cars.
Damn.
Okay, but it's still like you
No.
recognize it.
I'm saying it's not more iconic than The Incredibles. It's not more iconic than Toy Story. It's not more
Yes,
iconic
it
than
is. Yeah,
No,
Monsters,
it's
Inc.,
not.
in my opinion. You can put it on your top 5. I just don't think you can put it above those movies.
Soul is Pixar's biggest swing
Wrong.
at an adult themed movie. It literally
Hey.
tackled the concept of life, death, and a purpose in the world.
I'd agree with that, honestly.
And I feel like that is one of the hardest topics to fit into a children's movie. And they did it beautifully. And then on top of that, we're all fucking band nerds. And it had beautiful, beautiful jazz score on top of a really, really stunning animation style.
Didn't Coco do that too, though?
Oh yeah.
Yes, but this did it on a much more deep, realistic level. Because Coco did it in a way that it was perceived by the Hispanic culture. And this just did it in a more broad term. And Coco did less about life itself and talked more about the afterlife. Soul talked about a person's purpose, which is a different topic. We did review this on our podcast.
Definitely,
And
I
you
would
can go back
definitely
and
put
quote
it-
me, and I gave this one a 10 out of 10.
I would definitely put it top 10, but I personally am not going to sit here and say it's better than these other classics.
I definitely put it ambition. That's what I was thinking of.
I was
It's
gonna say
their most
more
ambitious film.
you're more high on it than I am.
I think that about wraps it up. I think everyone's giving their key points to their movie lists.
And I think we
to
all
top
hate
fives.
each other now. So please drop your top 5 below. Let us know if you thought our opinions were stupid. Let us know if our opinions were spot on. Talk shit to us. We probably won't respond, but talk
I
to
will
us
respond.
on.
We probably will.
Yeah, we definitely will. We're gonna talk mad shit right back to you. So please start a fight in the comments.
Okay, cool.
But like I said, guys, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're very active there. And there you'll be able to find a list of our top 5 rankings in case y'all forgot and don't want to cycle through. The links will all be in the description, as well as the link to our merch store. We have some pretty cool merch that if Anthony would like to turn his camera on, he is rocking one of our hoodies that we do, in fact, have up for sale.
He's
well,
naked.
never mind. You guys have a great night, day,
Good night.
morning, whatever time you're watching us.
Buenas
Say hi
noches.
to your moms for us.
Buenos días.
Later.
Guten Tag.
Red